So welcome again at CG-Carworks, and for this week we have a Porsche Cayenne, I believe from the year 2011, which we have to completely protect from underbody to paint to interior. And it will be a heavy transformation because I already spotted some major issues with this car. So let's see if we can make something out of this. So this Porsche Cayenne gets a complete ferro program. So what we're gonna do is basically protecting the whole car. So ferro means in Italian metal. So we're gonna treat the metal, and that's mainly for the underbody. In this case, we probably will have some rust on this car. So we're gonna complete detail the underbody and then protect everything so it will not rust. And if we have rust, we are going to treat it first and then completely protect it. So with the ferro we mean completely protecting the underbody of this car. Then we have colorato, which is actually Italian for making something really nicely, I would say, shine. That's maybe not the correct translation, but that's what we mean with it. Paint will be completely shine and then also protected with a double layer ceramic coating. So the leather will be clean and protected, and also the carpet of the car will also be treated as well. So a complete protection program for your car. And the most important protection bit of this service will be the underbody, because that is something that most people forget. So that's where we're going to really focus on, the most important bit. The paint is what you see, and that's you want to shine the most, and you also want to protect it against all the elements outside. So a complete protection program this Cayenne will get. So if you're also interested in protecting your car completely, then let us know. We can help you with that. So let's start, and we're going to put this car on the lift first and see what we have. So the Porsche Cayenne is on the lift, and we already spotted some rust problems, only small bits luckily, so that's just in time to treat that and to make sure it will not go any further. So the underbody, as I just said, is something that nobody really looks at, but it's very important, and that is where most of these cars actually die. So with this complete protection program, this Porsche Cayenne will last for many years to come. So we saw the rust, and this is not a full restoration, but when we leave this on, it will get a lot worse. So we're gonna now first completely sand down all the rust to bare metal so far as we can actually, and I protect it with a rust stop, a few layers, and then some primer, and then the wax comes on. So we just removed all the underbody protection plates, the wheel arches as well, and you can see behind it a lot of dirt will collect, and that is where these cars tend to rust. A lot of moisture, a lot of dirt will collect there and will stay wet, and that's where they're going to start rusting. You can see completely filled behind the wheel arches, and also here a bit higher up, as you can see here, we see the drain of the sunroof, and this is where a lot of issues come as well, because it will stock up, and therefore water will get into your car, electronics will die, and it will get very moisturous in your car. And this is actually part of a major service with Porsche, but if you don't go to the dealer, maybe many actually normal garages don't do that. So there's something to look out for. These things will collect dirt and they will get stuck, and no water will actually drain out of them anymore. So this is how your paint should look like. Very, very deep, deep gloss. So we nearly completely polished the car with medium compound, and now we arrived at the back. Although we found something strange, we already found that we have no logos, and that's because somebody did not like it or somebody repainted the boot, and that's actually the case. I already saw that in the beginning, but the paint job is absolutely the worst of the worst. The guy who did this, he has no passion at all. He can better do something else, and this guy probably does more cars than this one, and he probably all destroys them if he delivers work like this. He can better do something else that he maybe enjoys a bit more, because this guy does not enjoy his work. That's clearly seen in the result. Trying to show you what's going on. I'm not sure if you can see, but first of all, we have here a lot of sanding marks underneath the paint. And we have here a lot of dust knobs, and also so bad that the paint is chipping off. I don't think you can see the sanding spots. And this is also not a complete paint job, because he only painted this area here. There was, I think, a dent, and he sprayed it out until here, something like that. So there is okayish, a lot of overspray as well, so I don't know what he did. And also, he sanded it, but he also touched this, so he destroyed that bit as well. Also here the headlights he touched as well. Here you can see as well. So this guy, I don't know what he was doing, but he has no talent at all. He can better do something else. Please, because I hope he does not destroy even more cars. By the way, we have here also, he painted as well here, you can see that up there. And he also have a million sanding scratches. The left is just matte finish nearly. Hope you can spot it a little bit. Well, the worst job ever. I can call that, and I hope this guy is going to do something else, because this is an absolute no-go. I'm now going to sand it down and then polish it again and see if we can somehow save it. And if it's not a bit better, then we should repaint the whole boot. But yeah, we're going to see if we get it at least a little bit better, and if not, it should be painted on a later point. And we're going to try our best to make something out of this. So not only the painter who painted the back, also the car cleaners who cleaned and polished this car had no talent and were probably very cheap. I'm going to show you why. First of all, they made a big mistake, and they touched this panel with the polisher. So he was polishing and touched this panel up here, and he actually damaged it. Well, that was just impatience. And if you go further, we first of all saw that in the beginning it is polished, but when you go for cheap polish, so a lot of dealers do that to make a lot of shine. So after a few weeks, the scratches come back. You have to see that as maybe a sort of makeup for your car. That is what happened here. So you already saw that it wasn't a very cheap job, and you can find that back here, the plastic bits. They're all whitish, so they polished that with it as well. They did not tape it off. And normally these cheap guys always work with big polisher everywhere. So you can't do that with a big polisher. You see that everywhere, whereas plastic, they actually took that with it. Also down here as well, a few bits, and there underneath. And I saw somewhere here as well, they touched also the car with the polisher here. They also touched it with a machine, with polishing. It's such a nice car, first paint, very well kept alive over these years, and now two guys without talent completely destroy such a car, and that's so a shame. It happens quite a lot actually, but yeah, really too bad. I hope these people quit and find another job and not destroy even more cars. So that is my big wish for 2026. We are going to try to fix that back, and then we're going to go over the complete car with a light compound and finish the paint. So this car is now completely protected and corrected as well, and honestly, it looks better than ever before. So the complete light correction is now done as well. The paint is completely finished, so it's time to completely decrease the paint with alcohol 2 times at least, and then we're going to put a double layer ceramic coating on. The wheels we already have a ceramic coating on, so that part is finished. Now we have to do the paint and dry it with the infrared dryer. So let's go. I think it will take a couple of hours before we finish that, and then we're going to move up to the interior. So since the coating is now on and is drying, we have some time left to detail the engine bay. And you may expect some very big V8 underneath this bonnet, but we do not have any V8 because we have a 3-liter V6 diesel engine. Well, maybe you think the diesels is from the very beginning of Porsche with the tractors, but from this Cayenne and the earlier Cayenne as well, they started selling diesel engines, and many people bought these, and they actually drive really amazing and very reliable as well. So I completely understand why you would buy a Porsche Cayenne with this 3-liter diesel engine. So we are now going to detail this one and make it really shine. It was not very dirty, but with polishing it gets very dirty and dusty. So yeah, let's detail this engine bay. This 3-liter diesel, I believe originally 239 brake horsepower, but this one is tuned, I don't exactly know how much brake horsepower, but a lot more than 239, and it really drives really amazing. So I really completely understand why you should buy a diesel Porsche Cayenne. So the interior is just as important of the rest of the car. This is actually where you sit the whole time. So this is where you have to look the whole time. So the leather will be cleaned and also made a bit more subtle, and then will be protected as well. Also the carpet and the steering wheel, actually all of the leather we have here in the car will all be protected. So that's what we're going to do, and that is actually just as important as the rest of the car. So let's go and clean this interior. So we also changed the wheels. So we had these wheels on. These are 19-inch. And now we have one size bigger, so 20-inch, and it looks a lot better. As you could see here, it really transforms a car if you put some different wheels on it. These other ones were really too small for a car like this. If you liked this transformation, like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what kind of transformation we have to do next. So thank you for watching, and I see you at the next one.